So, the reunion for the 20th of June 2023 is done and dusted. Yes, guys. So, did you catch up with that? Did you enjoy it? I mean, the reunion is pretty short, just 30 minutes. My goodness. I wish it was actually longer than that. Yes. We used to have reunion like for an hour. I think Pepper Dem season and the lockdown season. It was Shiny Eye season that they started with a 30 minutes thing. But anyway, that is not the purpose of this post. I want to talk about the fashion and what went down, especially what went down anyway. So the reunion started with Ebuka questioning Khalid and Daniela about their relationship if they felt awkward being around each other in Cape Town, to which Daniela said no, that she already had a discussion with Khalid even before the house, and Dotun was also asked, he said he had a discussion with Khalid. So of course, that as much as it was awkward initially, but then they were cool. And of course, Chichi was questioned. Chichi's own Ebuka was like, Chichi, I heard you quarreled with everybody. And she said no, that the only person she had an issue with was Deji. And well, Ebuka said no problem, that Deji was going to join them some other time. And of course, Deji's moved to Phyna and Groovy. Theirs was so dramatic. Phyna's face. Oh, to think that Phyna actually mocked Lico Rose. And look at her own life. She couldn't even like talk her emotions. Her emotions were all over the place. She couldn't even help herself because Ibuka asked a simple question. Groovy said he had a nice time, and of course with everyone, to which he sure Phyna was part of. Phyna said, no, I did not have a nice time. The weather was too cold. You know the funny thing? While in South Africa, Phyna went live on Instagram talking about how she feels so cool in Cape Town because Lagos sun was just too much and she was having the time of her life. It shocked me, say the babe denied, say she enjoyed herself. And of course, Christy O said they were having a nice time, but most times what they used to see on Twitter, no come tally with waiting they happen for, South Africa. And of course, the whole Adekule issue, the Azul issue came up and it was addressed. Although I can tell you for free that Adekule lied, Sha, because he was obviously subbing Shegs and Eloswag, because I mean, if someone says everything your fave is doing is sponsored, and it was just around that time Shegs posted Azul, he bought Azul and all that. For those of you who do not know, Azul is a drink. I think a bottle cost about ₦1,000,000. Yes, it's pretty expensive. So Shegs bought a bottle in South Africa and he tweeted about it. Adekule went on to write this bogus newsletter, and it was so obvious he was implying that Shegs and co were living fake lives. But he denied it, Sha. He said it wasn't about them. And of course, Ekuke, Bella, tried to step in as a good wife to defend her man, saying blah blah blah. And Adekule was like, nobody even mentioned to him. It was only Christy O that came and told him that. Well, it is what it is. Ekuke hasn't still changed. Still a local ras pie. Well, that is all about that. So guys, tell me, did you catch up with the reunion? What do you think? Do you think Adekule was lying? To me, he really did lie. I don't believe a single thing he said. He wasn't being honest. He just more of, these people that will throw stones and then hide their hands. That's exactly what he did. And guys, up next, it was PharmSavi versus Eloswag. I totally get PharmSavi. I mean, Eloswag was his roommate and he was pretty hurt that Eloswag nominated him, and that was the week he went home. It hurt him so much. He said, Eloswag said that his mom even tried to call PharmSavi, but PharmSavi wasn't open to a reconciliation. That it was actually an actress. I posted that video then. It was Miss Aibe that actually tried to reconcile them. But this by force reconciliation, be like say no reach the guy heart, because the guy say he no say this guy, if he give tusa, I don't want to mention the name because of YouTube. If he give tusa, we go buy him. That's so he doesn't trust Eloswag and they are not friends. It really hurts. Some people feel like, no, he's overreacting, but I get him. I mean, PharmSavi even mentioned how he saw clips where Other people, Groovy was defending Shex was defending Groovy, and surprisingly, his own person didn't, try to protect him. And well, Eloswag's response was pretty weak, like so weak that to me, he couldn't even defend himself so well. He even tried to insert Chichi and Phyna, but of course, it wasn't about them, so nobody cared. But the truth is, Eloswag is not a nice person. He's not a kind person because I strongly believe that there's life outside the game. You don't do things to your own person. There were lots of people in the house. If maybe he had like three options and he had to choose PharmSavi, I won't even be offended. But the fact that he had a choice, like he had choices, the same thing with Hermes. I don't like people who roll like that. So guys, after the whole talk, then now Biggie went on a break, and after the break it was talking about PharmSavi, how she was attracted to him because of how smart he was and how confident he was. And then she apologized for talking down on his looks to Deji. Of course, Ebuka clapped because that was the first apology of the reunion, and of course Saif acknowledged and accepted her apology, which she said she has done privately, but she just still needed to do it in public. I absolutely loved that about doing. I mean, I love that she's accountable. It's such a big deal for me. And then Ibuka puts Diana, and Brian on the spot. Brian tried to deny the fact that he liked Diana. He was saying it was Cruz, but obviously it wasn't Cruz. But well, he complimented and said she was gorgeous. And Diana and her cut and join English, yeah, but it was very funny. And I must confess, Brian looks pretty beautiful. He looks, did I say beautiful? He looks amazing. And of course, it was now time for Amaka versus Diana. Guys, it was messy. And the fact that the person at the center of it all is even Giddy Fire, that laughs like a laughing jackass. Jeez, it's unbelievable. Diana tried to put Amaka on the spotlight too. I still sprinkled it with I don't want to expose you, and I'm like, what other expose past this one? You don't disgrace the babe finish now. Waiting remain again. You don't want to expose them. Well, the truth is, at a point, Ebuka's blood was just hot, 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 hot. Giddy Fire had to say, calm down. It was such a funny discussion, and that was where this episode ended. That is episode 2. Remember that the first episode was about their trip to South Africa. So guys, hope you enjoyed it. I don't want to even say too much because I don't know if people will watch and love this, but if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section, and maybe tomorrow I will make it even longer and more interesting. But for now guys, fingers crossed about tomorrow. One thing I am excited about is Chichi versus Deji. Nothing else concern me. Now that one show me pass. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And did you watch this episode? Guys, I haven't paid for my DSTV in over 2 months. I don't even get money, so I Google streamed online. Oh. That's so I take get this picture. So make una manage as the thing small like this. Wetin man pikin go do? Well, that is all for now. Catch ya tomorrow.